the sense of belonging. Some people die before they fulfill their desires, such a waste of existence. Our life searching for the sense of belonging. Some people die before they fulfill their desires. Such a waste of existence. Waste of existence.
The sun is shining and the anxious earth is rising. Anxious earth is rising. I'm so happy.
We spend our life searching for the sense of belonging. Some people die before they fulfill their desires. Such a waste of existence.
Mic check. Oh, hey, Double Tribble channel. Welcome to the Double Tribble channel. How are you? Oh, let me get rid of that thing here. I got a thing on a thing here. What is that here? Is that it? Did that fix it? Yeah, there we go. Those are my socials. I put those up at the end. I'm trying to. I think I got it figured out how to do that now. Almost. You caught me cleaning up my drinking bird. Trying to clean up this bird here. I found this. It's all dusty and everything, and I think it still works. You're familiar with the drinking bird, right? You put this bird next to a thing of water, and it goes all by itself and drinks and stuff. It's just called the drinking bird. Invented a long time ago by some guy. But it's pretty cool. It's a pretty cool invention, and I want to do a stream on it at some point. So, oh yeah, let me introduce myself. This is oh, let me check my sync. Let me get the technicals right here first. Okay, I'm gonna turn up this audio a little bit, and it's gonna echo, but that helps me figure out if this is working right. All right. All right, that's pretty close. All right. I don't need these. I don't need these on, I don't think. Oh, maybe I'll put those on later. Anyway, so yeah, this is, if you're watching this on a VOD somewhere, this is live, obviously. Nothing's edited or anything. It's just a live stream on Twitch. And I put the VODs up on YouTube, or I don't know, maybe somewhere else. So if you're watching this as a video somewhere, you know, the recording, it's a recording of a live show on Twitch. It's not like an edited video, so it's going to be kind of, you know, different than what you normally see on YouTube or whatever. Sometimes I will take the videos and edit them down and put them up as a real video, you know. Take the live stream and edit it and put it up as an actual video that's a little more watchable on those platforms. But for now, this is it. This is my stream. My name is Ron, by the way. I live in New Hampshire, rural New Hampshire. I'm surrounded by all kinds of mountains and forests and stuff like that, and a bunch of wild animals and you know, stuff like that. I live on a donkey farm, so sometimes I'll show the donkey. They just had a new donkey born a week or two ago, which is pretty cool. They're so cute when they're small. Maybe I'll get a picture of him. When he had a rough time getting born and getting, you know, and stuff. So he was sick and so I don't know. We'll if I think about it, I'll get, you know, when he's well enough that he can go outside or whatever, maybe I'll take a picture of him. I don't know. Anyway, I'm taking. It's not my donkey farm, by the way. I just live here. I just rent this house from the people who have the donkey farm. Anyway, I wanted to do a stream on the drinking bird. Right, do a drinking bird stream. I gotta fix it. I gotta repair this thing and clean it up and, you know, make it better. But so that's what I'd like to do is a stream on this, because there are so many science things that go on this little toy, you know, all kinds of different science stuff to try to explain how it works, you know, because it's kind of complicated, you know. I don't know. Yeah, it's kind of complicated, but it just involves all kinds of different science. And I'm gonna have to get something to clean that a little bit better, I think. But it involves all kinds of science, the way this thing works. See this when all I'd have to do is touch this and it heats up and makes that thing go up, and then it changes when I heat it up, see, it changes the balance, you know, and then it goes down and drinks, and then when it goes down and drinks, it drains, and it's just a cool thing. So one of these days I'll do a stream on that. And what I'd like to do is to have people vote on what you'd like to see. I'd like to do a big stream where I explain something in depth, you know, and plan it out a little bit, so it's not my typical stream where I'm just bouncing around and not doing, you know, it's unorganized and all that, like this right now, you know. Something a little more structured and a big. This is a little toy, but it's a big topic because it involves all kinds of different science, and I'm thinking that it's going to take, you know, be a long stream explaining all the different things, aspects of the drinking bird. And I've looked this up before to try to see, you know, videos and stuff like that explain it, and nobody explains it totally. Nobody explains it in depth, you know, at least to the depth that I'd like to explain it. So I'd like to do that. So if that's something you think would be cool for me to do, you could do that. Or another one I'd like to do is to explain how the internet works. Wouldn't that be cool? You want to know how the internet works? I can explain that. I can explain how that works. And that would probably be a big long stream. Depends upon it, you know, how in depth I want to go. You know, it's there are a lot of aspects to it, a lot of technical things about it, and you know, it could be you know, very in depth and, you know, a lot of technical things. You know, talking about the details of different protocols and stuff, or it could just be an overview. But you know, I'm thinking it'd be big stream, right? And there's a lot of stuff involved in the internet, so they're, you know, and how it works. So that would probably be a big stream, I think. So that's why I said vote on a big stream coming up. Those are a couple of them. There's something else that another big stream would be a movie review. I'd like to review Cloud Atlas. If you've ever heard of Cloud Atlas. Cloud Atlas. Made in 2011, I think it was. Let me see. Do I have that up here somewhere? Let me see if I've got that on my thing here. Yeah, let me open this and see when this was made. Here, I'll put this up here for you to see. This is it's a film called Cloud Atlas. 2012 is when it was made. Epic science fiction film. Epic. Epic. Large scale, sweeping scope and spectacle. Yeah. That's it, man. It's big. It would be if I do a review of that film and talk about it, you know, like an explainer, you know, type of thing. It would be a big stream. So that would be a big one that I'd have to plan out. It would be a big long thing. So those are three you can vote on. Maybe I should put that up as a as a thing. I don't know how to do a poll. Let me try typing poll in here and see what it does. Maybe you need it. Do you need an add-on to do that? All right, I typed /poll into chat. It says unrecognized command. So let me try this one. Poll. Type in exclamation point poll. Let's see if that does anything. No. Okay. I don't know how to do a poll. So let me type. I'll just type it into chat, I guess. No, wait. Let me type it into a word thing here. Into this word mouse thing, mouse pad thing, and then we'll vote on it, right? Let's see, mouse pad. Here we go. Is that different? There we go. Yeah, okay. So, okay, vote. No, poll. Maybe I should say poll. Yeah, let's see. Vote on next big stream. All right. So, what do you want to see? Vote 1 if you want. Cloud Atlas movie review explainer. Okay. 2. How does the drinking bird work? Let's make it a little more exciting. Do its thing. Okay. And what was the other one? Oh, how does the internet work? How does the internet work? Okay. So those are the things you can vote on. Okay. I wonder if I can do this as an overlay. Can I do this as an overlay in my main thing? Not sure. So if you're watching this on a video, like on a VOD, like on Twitch on a VOD, or if you happen to stumble into this live stream here, type in 1, 2, or 3, and if nobody votes, I'll pick. I don't know. I'll end up doing all 3 of these eventually anyway. But this will be my next one, right? My next big stream. What you'd like me to do? God, I wish there was a way to do this as a poll on. People do polls all the time, and I don't know how they do it. I think maybe I need to be a affiliate. On Twitch they have these different levels. You get so many. Reach these certain thresholds, and you get certain levels and stuff like that. Cloud Atlas. Oh, good. We got a Cloud Atlas fan out there. Have you seen the film? This is Bao Bun Bao Bo. I think if I pronounce your name correctly, Bao. Everybody calls you Bao, so I'll call you Bao if that's okay. Have you seen Cloud Atlas, Bao? It's a big, huge film. I think if you voted on it, you probably have seen it. I've always wanted to see it, and that's perfect. Oh, so you haven't seen it? Okay, cool. Well, then you'd probably want to see it before I explain it, because when I show movies and do reviews and stuff, they're usually spoilers. So you would probably want to see it before I explain it. Maybe, I don't know. It's one of those movies that is very challenging to watch. Meaning that it requires a lot of the viewer to watch the movie. You got to really figure out a lot of stuff. Definitely. Now I have some good homework. Great. Yeah. That's your homework assignment. Okay. If nobody else votes, then that's what I'll do next. I'll do a movie review of Cloud Atlas. But it's one of those movies that is very, as it said over here. Let me see on this. Did that work? Yeah. As it says here, it's an epic. It's an epic film. It spans, a lot of time. It's non-linear, meaning that it's not step by step. It's not like everything is in chronological order. The way that they're telling the story, kind of jumps around. So it's difficult to watch. It takes a little bit to do it. I had to watch it about 3 times before I understood what was going on, completely. So when you watch it the first time, you won't understand it. It's fun to watch anyway, though. It has, like they said, spectacle, right? It has all kinds of stuff in it that's fun to watch. You just might not know what's going on, when you watch it. But so I think that would be good to do an explainer. Not there are a lot of explainer videos out there that do a pretty good job of explaining it. But I just like to do my own thing, and talk about different. Sometimes, I talk about different parts of films that other people may not, So anyway, so that'll be a fun thing. That'll be a good project for me. That'll take a lot of homework for me too, because I'll have to go through before I do a review. I have to go through the film and look and take little clips out of it, that I want to show in the review, and kind of organize my review. And this one, because it's so complicated, I want to try to explain it clearly, So it'll take a little bit more work So that would be a big one for me. Okay, so if nobody else votes, that's what we'll do. But I'll do the other ones too eventually. The explaining how the drinking bird works, and how how it does its thing. How does it do that? And how the internet works. I'll do those eventually someday too. All right, and I've talked about doing Cloud Atlas, so I guess that's first in line anyways. So if nobody else votes, that's what we'll do. Val, thank you for voting. Val, do you stream? I'll do a shout out if you stream. Let's see. Let's see how I do that here. I'm pretty sure. I think I've seen. I followed you, so I think you stream. So I'll do a shout out for Bao. IRL. Okay, good. Yeah, I couldn't remember. Sorry. All right, so we did. If you're watching this on the VOD, I just did type something in the chat to give Bao a shout out. So if you're on YouTube somewhere, get over to Twitch and follow Bao and watch their streams. I tried a little, but I'm not very good. Yeah, either am I, but I do it anyway. You know, we all try. Yell on something, yell learn. You know, it's like kind of like public speaking, I guess. I've done a little bit of public speaking. So the other day I had to stand up and speak in front of a big crowd, like a couple hundred people. What was that, on Saturday? So, you know, I guess when you get older, you don't care about stuff as much. You know, it's not as big of a deal, or I don't know. You know, when you're older, it's like, you know, what do you got to lose, right? You already lived your life. Who cares, right? I don't know. So anyway, all right. So that'll be fun. I'll do this Cloud Atlas review, which should be pretty fun. Let me get back to here. All right. So, yeah, the title of my stream says my fan is still broken. It's still broken. That my plan was today to repair my fan on stream, to do it as like a craft, you know, thing or whatever to do. But if you didn't hear the story, I have this fan, like this right here is the same thing as this. Inside this thing is a vacuum cleaner bag, and I stuck a fan on it and hooked it up to a solar panel, and it blows air, it blows air into the fan, and it puffs out this bag and it's an air filter. And I built it really cheap. I just had these fans laying around, and so it was like, I don't know, I advertised it as a $2 air filter purifier or something. Anyway, the other day it was running, and this fan was spinning because the sun was out, and it was really, really bright, and it was really spinning really fast, and it has these blades on it, and I accidentally somehow got my finger stuck in here like this, and one of these blades on the thing went like that under my fingernail, and it really messed it up. And like the next day, it was that day, or I think later on that day or the next day, I did a stream and I was showing people my finger. It actually, it's all healed now. There's a little bit of, I don't know, there's a little bit of a thing going on with my skin there, but it healed very quickly, so that was good. But it was a pretty deep wound because this is sharp, and it just went really deep into under my fingernail. Anyway, it actually broke the blades off. I didn't even notice it at first. I thought I just clipped my finger with it, but it hit so hard that it broke two of these blades off. And so what I wanted to do was to glue them back on there. And I have this super duper epoxy glue, you know, the kind of glue where you mix them together before you do it. You have an epoxy and a hardener, and it makes a very, very strong bond, you know. So I think it'll hold up to the spinning of the blade if I can get it in there, you know, get it glued on there right. And so that's what I was going to do this stream. That was my plan, was to glue these little blades back on there onto the fan. But it started raining outside and it got kind of cold. And the only way I can do this you know, you can't work with that epoxy in an enclosed, you know, unless it's ventilated, you know, unless there's ventilation in the room, or else it does bad things to you. I don't know what it does, but I don't want to find out. so I don't want to breathe the fumes from that epoxy thing. And so but it's raining outside, and I can't open up the windows and, let the air come through now. So I can't use that epoxy, so I can't fix my fan. So the fan will have to wait. So that's what I wanted to do. But as a backup, I found some other things to talk about. One thing I found right before the stream here that I thought was really funny was a thing on NASA. Let me bring up the NASA page on YouTube. It's pretty funny. That's okay. You guys can see it if I don't care. So let me bring that up. All right, that'll take a second here. There we go. Okay. So this is the NASA page. What I was trying to do is, I did a stream. Was it my last stream or the stream before, where I covered the rocket launch of the Crew 10 capsule up. They went up to the space station, and so I covered that, and I got it just in time actually. So it was kind of the coverage wasn't that long, but it was they blasted off up into space, and it took them less than 24 hours to catch up to the space station. You know how they do that up in space. They start in a lower orbit, and they gradually get higher and higher. And as they get higher and higher, they catch up to the space station and slow down, so they're all going the same speed so they can dock, right? And so I was looking for video of that, because I wanted to show people floating around in space and stuff on my stream, but I couldn't find any videos of that. I went to the NASA site, and they have some stills there, so maybe we can look at the stills. But something anyway, that although it's a long way getting to this thing. When I got to the NASA YouTube page, I see this video that says, "How do we know the Earth isn't flat?" I go, come on! I can't believe that they actually put up responded that, or even Anyway, so I thought that would be fun to watch that video. So we'll watch that video. Let's see if I can get that to work. Right, this might be kind of complicated here, but all right, let me get this queued up. I'll run the video. Oh, good, we get to see some. Okay, there we go. All right, so I'm going to shut up here. I'm going to mute my mic and hopefully turn on the video for this video, and then we'll watch this video from NASA, and hopefully I've got the audio right.
That's a great question. In fact, 2,000 or 3,000 years ago, ancient people on this planet that did great things figured out that the Earth was round. It was a sphere. This was a magical revelation for the Greeks and the Egyptians, who were able to see from the motions of the stars and the way the sun moved. They saw the way the sun's shadow worked in different places. And they figured, well, that's only possible if the Earth is round. And they took that information and it extended into the time of the great mariners that explored our Earth by ships. They made the first orbit of Earth by sea, and they knew the Earth was round, allowing them to go across one ocean and come back home the other way. If the Earth were flat, they would have sailed off the end. And so we knew that. But then, at the dawn of the space age, in the late 50s and 60s, we were able to see for ourselves that our beautiful home is a gorgeous round object known as a sphere. And that was really special. It put ourselves into context of our solar system and our universe. We have a big round sun and a beautiful round Earth and a round Mars. And today we use the roundness of Earth, the spherical Earth, to use methods in space geodesy to figure out where we are, where we're going. I haven't been lost in years. That's pretty good. What's happening to the Earth? What's happening to our oceans as we take the pulse of our planet, and consider other worlds beyond as we explore those. So as we get ready to go back to the moon with women and men and explore other worlds. The roundness of our solar system and our universe is a special thing, and we should embrace that as we understand why our planet isn't flat.
All right. So that was our video explaining why the Earth isn't flat. It's just it's just I don't understand why. People don't get it. They don't understand what that flat Earth movement is all about. Okay. Let me do a content warning here. Content warning. I'm gonna. If you believe in Santa Claus, please turn off the video, because I'm gonna talk about Santa Claus a little bit. So if there's anybody who's listening to this that believes in Santa Claus, I'm gonna talk about that a little bit. So you get you get it, right? So that's kind of what it is. What the flat Earth thing is all about, the flat Earth movement, or flat Earth, whatever you call it, pseudoscience thing or whatever. That's what it's about. It's like Santa Claus, They're pretending. Santa Claus isn't real, okay, people? Santa Claus doesn't exist. But everybody pretends like Santa Claus exists because it's fun. It's fun to do that. It's like when you were a kid, you played with dolls, or you played with little cars or trucks or whatever, It's fun to pretend. And that's the people who are doing the flat Earth thing. They're pretending. They're pretending like they believe in it. They don't actually believe in it. Okay? Nobody believes that the Earth is flat. Well, maybe, I don't know. I shouldn't say nobody. There are 8 billion people on the planet. Maybe there is somebody who believes that. But this whole flat Earth thing is not, they don't actually believe it. They're pretending like they believe in it, just like people pretend like Santa Claus exists, because it's fun. It's fun to do it, It's fun, and it's, there's a whole thing about the psychology of leading kids to believe that Santa Claus is real and all that kind of thing. But it's fun, right? Everybody does it because it's fun to do it, and I think part of the fun that they get out of pretending that they believe that the Earth is flat is to try to fool other people into thinking that they believe that the Earth is flat. You know what I'm saying? So let's pretend that I'm a flat earther, right? And I say, okay, I'm a flat earther. I know that the Earth is not flat, but I'm going to say that the Earth is flat, and I'm going to say that I believe that the Earth is flat, just for fun, just to see if I can fool some scientist somewhere into thinking that I actually believe that the Earth is flat. Okay, that's what it's all about. Okay. For some reason, scientists are infamously fall for these things all the time. They don't understand. It's like there was a guy called Uri Geller. I don't remember Uri Geller, who did these tricks and stuff like that. And some people maybe believe that he was doing the tricks, but I think most people didn't. But the scientists, had to try to prove that he wasn't really doing it. I don't know. So anyway, that's what the flat Earth movement is all about. In case you're confused about why so many people believe the Earth is flat. Nobody. People don't believe the Earth is flat. People are pretending to believe that the Earth is flat, just because it's fun. They're just, and maybe some people get wrapped up into it. I don't know. It's kind of the same thing with UFOs. It's just a fun. It's people do it just for fun. Or like. What's that called? Our furry, the furries, that dress up like it's just a fun thing to do, and that's the people who do the UFO stuff. It's just fun for them to pretend that they're UFOs, And they like to do that. They like to pretend that they're UFOs, you know. And maybe some people get so wrapped up into it, maybe they kind of get confused, you know, or getting, you know. But anyway, I was going to see if there are any flat Earth videos out here from flat earthers that I could play on my stream here, but I don't think there are any. Let me type that in. Maybe I can find one in here. That'd be fun to do. Flat Earth. Actually, I should probably screen it though before, right? I can't just play it straight on Twitch. So I'm going to search here on YouTube. I'm searching on YouTube right here while I'm talking to you guys. I'm searching for videos that talk about flat Earth that are in the... oh my God, here's one that's an hour long. Here's one that's 4 hours long. Flat Earth FAQ full video book, 4 hours and 27 minutes. So, debunking 3 flat Earth myths. So there's somebody responding to the flat Earth. So yeah, if you're tempted to respond to the flat earthers to try to explain to them that the Earth isn't flat, don't waste your time. They don't believe that the Earth is flat. They're just kidding. They're kidding you. Okay, it's a joke. Oh my God. Let's see. Talking with a flat earther. Here's somebody talking with a flat earther. Let me. This might be fun to. This has got 4 million views, so it's got to be safe for Twitch, right? Let me load this one up. Let me make sure it does say that it's Creative Commons here before I go. Creative Commons. All right, so we can okay to reuse and reshow and all that. So that's what we're going to do here. Oh, let me. This might not be in English here. Let me play this here real quick. Okay, it's in English, but they have a heavy accent, but it's okay because they have subtitles or whatever. So we'll watch this. This will be fun. All right, so let me do this. And okay, it's already up there. Great. Okay, so all I got to do here. All right, so I'm gonna play this now. This is a YouTube video where 2 people are talking about flat earthers. I haven't seen it, so it'll be fun. We'll do a react or whatever. All right, let me shut my mic off.
Charles, I've been doing some research, and I think that the Earth is flat.
You're joking.
No, I'm not joking.
You're joking.
I'm not.
You're joking.
I'm serious.
It's not a question. I'm telling you, you are joking. Yes.
Being part of the flat army isn't that easy. It is difficult to convince people. Like my best friend doesn't believe that the Earth is flat.
If the Earth is flat, then why, if you keep going straight, you come back to where you were?
You can't use arguments that prove me wrong. You know, there are many theories that prove that the Earth is flat.
Okay, here's the thing.
Okay.
I don't care.
This is something very important, and everyone should know that the Earth isn't round. It's flat.
And why does it matter if the Earth is flat or not? It will not change anything in our lives.
Oh, changes everything.
Like,
Look, I don't have the time to explain everything.
a good portion of my time is wasted already, so go ahead, bring on more.
Here's a picture of the Earth. Now tell me, is it flat or not?
That's the point of the picture. It's flat.
You're not willing to accept the actual facts, are you? Charles, it's a piece of paper. You can't prove anything with it. People who believe that the Earth is flat are actually smarter The round Earth is a conspiracy.
Okay, here's a question, you flat-minded person. If the Earth is flat, then why do we say go around the world?
Because they want you to believe that the Earth is round.
Okay, then why, when we're on a plane, we've never reached the edge of the Earth?
Because the pilots are in on this, okay? I have many facts to prove you that the Earth is flat. If the Earth isn't flat, then why do people say all corners of the world?
You're a genius.
Right? I think Charles is starting to believe in the flat Earth theory. You see, the Earth is flat because you can't put that much water on a sphere.
Did you fail science?
Yes. How did you know?
Intuition.
Intuition. Fee?
Shut up.
What can I say? It just makes more sense.
If the Earth was flat, since there are more people in Asia, don't you think the planet would tilt?
It is tilting. That's what's causing the waves in the water.
What else did you fail?
It's been a little bit difficult for me since I came out as a flat earther. Charles is also not my best friend anymore. He refuses to talk to me. I don't mind being lonely if I'm fighting for the right cause, and I stand by my words. Hey, Charles, listen. I do believe that the Earth is round. Can we just hang out, please? Hey, can we cut? Cut.
All right. All right. So that was the perfect video to explain what I was talking about. Right at the beginning, right? He said, "I'm joking." You know, he says, "You're joking." He says, "No, I'm not," but he was joking, right? So anyway, that's what it's all about. So I don't know. Maybe these scientists who are putting out, okay, this is a real reverse psychology thing here. Okay, let me make sure I got my mic on. Do I have my mic on? Is it working? Make sure I got my mic. Yeah, let me make sure I'm still in sync. Okay, we're in sync. Everything's back. So maybe I'm the one who's being fooled here, right? Maybe all these scientists who are putting out these videos to refute the flat earthers, maybe those scientists are in on it too, and they're trying to fool all us into thinking that they think that the flat earthers think that the Earth is flat. But you know what I mean? I don't know. It's getting out of hand, isn't it? All right, so yeah, the Earth is round, but some people have fun pretending like it's flat. Okay, it's not that big of a deal. Anyway, so that was kind of a little diversion I went on when I went to the NASA site looking for videos. I saw NASA refuting the flat earthers. That guy seemed serious. I don't know. He seemed like he was, you know, I don't know. I don't know. It's hard to tell. All right, so let's talk about Crew 10, even though I don't have any videos on it, which kind of sucks. Maybe I can find one here. Since I got YouTube up here, let me see if I can find something on Crew 10. Some NASA video. I couldn't find any video on the NASA site, so. Crew 10. Okay, they're not. I guess I got to type ISS because I'm getting some other thing here. Here we go. Stranded NASA astronauts welcome new crew. Okay. That's a short. I don't like shorts. Let's see here. Space station crew members talk to the cast of The Martian 9 years ago. Okay, what does that have to do with Crew 10? Oh boy, okay. So we're 1 day ago. Okay, this is a short. Let me see if they... God, I hate shorts though. I just, you know. Alright, I don't like it. It's not a good video. California students. Okay, that's 12 years ago. Alright, maybe I can sort this by time. Find what I'm looking for. Okay, today. What was put up there today? Okay, hilarious moment. Okay, 1 day ago. $13 ago. Okay. Rescue, they're calling it a rescue flight. It's not, there was just a little delay. It's not a rescue flight. Yeah. Oh, you know what I didn't check? Let me go back to NASA's site again. Maybe they have some of their live broadcasts up here. Here we go. Okay. Here. Cool. All right. International Space Station. Let's see what this is. Okay. This was done on February 27th. Oh, okay. This is too long ago. So this is before Crew 10 went up there. All right, but maybe they've got some people floating around anyway. I just want to show people floating around. Let's see here. Oh shit, maybe they don't have anybody float. They're just... Oh, that would be terrible. There's no audio, apparently. Oh wait, no, there's audio. I just have it shut off. Alright, I'm going to shut my mic off for a second. Well, that kind of sucked, didn't it? They didn't show anybody floating. Floating in space. That's what I wanted to show. Plus, it was February 27th, so it's not. Now, here's something about the launch. Oh, 2 days ago. Well, why is this one first? Oh God, they're not even in chronological order here. Okay. Well, the Crew 10 launch, we already saw that, right? 2 days ago. Okay, I see what it is. These are just live things these are actual live things, I guess. All right. I get it. So this is an actual live picture from the space station up in space, which looks kind of boring to me. It's just, I don't know, just stars. I don't know. Let's see if they're saying anything. Hang on just a second. Well, that's pretty cool looking, isn't it? That's kind of cool.
Well, that's pretty cool.
So we get some cool pictures from space. But Ivan Neo. Oh, I'm sorry. I got a chatter here. Oh, I caught it pretty quick here. Good. I haven't been looking at chat for like a half hour, and I just happened to look, and Ivan Neo has said hi. Hi, Ivan Neo. How are you? This is kind of a chaotic stream here. We were talking about a lot of different stuff. You can vote. I have a poll. Oh, I didn't type it in here. Let me put my poll into chat here. You can vote on what you think my next stream should be. Oops. No, that didn't work. Just approved my book proof, so I'm feeling pretty good. Oh, cool. Yeah, I mean, you're doing a. You wrote your book and you sent it to Amazon. Is that what it was? I forget now what, or to a publisher. I forget what you were doing there. Oh, let me give you a shout out here. Yeah, everybody go watch Ivan Neo on Twitch. If you're watching this on the video, like on YouTube or whatever, on a video VOD somewhere, get over to Twitch and follow Ivan Neo, because he does some really cool stuff. He talks about philosophy and physics and just all kinds of stuff that I like. So yeah, if you like watching my streams, you might like watching his stream. Let's see, Ivan Neo. Let's see, Amazon and Ingram Spark. Ingram distributes to bookstores and libraries. Oh yes, I'm familiar with Ingram. Most bookstores, libraries won't buy from Amazon. So, okay, I get it. And he says, cheers, double tribble. Cheer, what cheers? I don't have anything. Cheers. I'm not sure. I don't think that's what you meant. I don't think that's what you meant by cheers. But it was kind of fun to do that anyway. Amazon. So Amazon ends Ingram Spark. Okay. So they approved. You said they approved the proof. Approved. So okay. So that means they're going to publish then. I guess that's what that means, right? That they've approved your. That they're going to go ahead and publish your book, which that's kind of cool. Yeah, I used to work for a publishing company, so I remember Ingram was one of the big distributors. There's several big distributors like that. It's interesting to see that those distributors are still out there. Ingram Spark. Okay, I guess that's a that must be a label that they use for not a label. What imprint? That must be an imprint that they use for new ideas or people who write books about ideas. I'm guessing, or something like that. I'm not sure what that is. Let me look up Ingram Spark here just for fun, just to see what they say. Okay, I can get out of this. I don't need that anymore. Okay. Oh, I have to do this when I do this because I'm not sure what's going to come up when I search. Okay, so Ingram Spark. Okay, here it is. Okay, it says Ingram Spark. Ingram Spark lets authors publish digital, hardback, and paperback editions of their books. Digital, hardback, and paperback editions of their books. It distributes books to most online bookstores. Bricks and mortar stores can also order books from Ingram Spark at wholesale prices for sale in their own venues. It is run by Ingram Content Group. Understand citation needed. What do you need? I don't know what they needed. Service provider to the book publishing industry. Let me follow that link and see what that says. Ivan says, I uploaded my cover and interior PDFs, and they sent me a proof to show what the finished product will look like. Oh, cool. Okay. They used to be just a distributor, but it's now possible to buy from them directly. Ah, okay. Well, that makes sense. It's it seemed kind of with the way the web works and internet and all that kind of stuff, it seems like it would be kind of difficult for a company to just be a distributor only. Even the publishers, they're when I was in public, it was years and years ago. It was before books were online. Amazon had just come out, or actually, I think Amazon just started up when I was at the publishing company. And what they were doing, Amazon was doing, was selling books. There were no books online, This was like the mid-90s or whatever. And the internet, the World Wide Web was just getting started. And Amazon just come out, and Amazon's whole thing was they would sell books online. You go to Amazon and order a book, and they would ship it to you. They'd ship you the actual physical book. And at the time, I remember when I was working at the publishing company, I said, "Oh man, I could see that." At the time, it was like 1,200 baud modems is how you connected to the internet. But I could see, okay, eventually they're going to be able to, you're going to be able to download a book, and it won't take too long to download the book, and they'll be distributing them that way. And I remember writing this big long memo to my boss, who was the owner of the publishing company, and I said, look out, look out, what's coming, So, explain it to him what I thought was going to happen with in the publishing arena. Anyway, so yeah, Ingram was one of the distributors that we had to sell to as a publisher. We would sell them books, and we also had direct sales too. But the direct sales were, we'd send out mailers. We had a huge mailing list, and at that time, you could rent a mailing list, from different, like a magazine maybe. Magazine had they had the address of all their subscribers to the magazine. And what the magazine would do is they would rent their list of subscribers to people who wanted to promote their products to the subscribers. So the magazine would rent their list, their mailing list, to us, like a publisher, and then we would take that mailing list and print out a bunch of labels and do the whole thing and mail like a catalog to them or an advertisement or whatever. And then if the people liked the books that we had, then they would order, fill out the thing, stick it in the mail, and send it back to us to order the book that they wanted. That's how things used to work, I'm sure you're old enough to remember that, I'm sure, Ivan. But there are a lot of young people probably don't understand how much friction there was in doing sales and stuff. Let's see. that they used to be just as sure, but now they're possible. Right. Let's see. The finished products from Amazon and Ingram are comparably good. Oh, okay. Okay. So Ingram is it sounds like Ingram is kind of like almost a competitor to Amazon, or kind of not sure how that work, where they fit in the marketplace. I remember those days. Yeah, remember magazine advertiser cards. Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. You get you go to like if you bought a magazine off the rack somewhere. If you were at a store or in an airport or whatever, they'd have a magazine rack with all different magazines. And you buy the magazine, and then this card would fall out of the magazine. You'd open it up or just carry it over, and the card would fall out of the magazine, and it would be a little card that you could, if you liked the magazine that you just bought off the rack, and you wanted to subscribe to it, then you'd fill out that little card and mail it in. So yeah, I remember those days. It wasn't that long ago that it was like that, right? That was 30 years ago. I guess that's a long time ago. And yeah, I guess by the 21st century, like 2000s, early 2000s, I guess it was when the shift was really happening. Let's see, Amazon and Ingram Spark compete in the self-publishing space for sure. Okay. Ingram does not really compete in selling directly to consumers. Okay. 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 So do you? Yeah. Self-publishing is when the author of the book has to help finance the publishing of it. So like if I had a book that I wanted to publish, and I wasn't like a Stephen King or something like that. I wasn't a big author, and I didn't have a relationship with a publishing company, and I wanted to break into publishing. Then I could do this self-publishing. That's been around for a long time. Yeah, and what you do is the author then helps pay for the printing of the book and distribution and all that stuff, and then they get money back that way. Not a lot of dollars are involved. It's all print and demand these days. Print on demand, yeah. Oh, okay, right, yeah. Yeah, so, right, I did pay an editor, however. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's if you're not a well-known author, and it's difficult, or like your book is fairly esoteric, if I understand, from what I've heard about it. It's not like there would be a million people who would want to buy the book because it's a very narrow subject. So it's hard to get a publisher to pay money to back something like that if they don't think that there's a big enough market for them to recoup their effort. Because it's at least when printing was done in lots, you'd have to, like a trade paperback or something like that, you'd have to print at least 5,000 or something, or thousands of the book, to do a print run on a printing press, right? They have a huge printing press, and it just doesn't make financial sense to only print a couple books. You got to print thousands of them. So if it's a topic that is very narrow, and they're not sure there's a lot of people who would buy it, it's hard for a publisher to pay out the money to print thousands of copies of it, to test to see if there would be enough people that would buy it. Let's see, right, I had planned to go traditional publishing, but realistically I doubt many bookstores would stock it or sell a significant number. Yeah. It sounds like it's for books like that, and it's interesting, really, because when I was in the publishing industry, actually, to get an audience for a book, you didn't want it to be too broad either. You didn't want it to be, unless you got a really well-known author, you didn't want the subject to be too broad either, because like when somebody is in in a bookstore and they're looking for a particular subject, you know, it's like you know, if I wanted to learn about you know, programming in Pascal or something, or, you know, something like that, or whatever, a specific programming language, right? And I go into a bookstore. Yeah, Pascal was around when this was going on. But yeah, I go into a bookstore. I say, okay, I want to learn about programming Pascal, and there are a bunch of books on the shelf, and you know, some of them are about computers. You know, here's a book about computers, and maybe there's a, you know, 3 pages in the book that talk about Pascal, right? And then there's another book that says, okay, this is about programming, and they've got a whole chapter on Pascal, you know. But then there's another book that says, here's how to program in Pascal. You know, which one am I going to buy? Which book am I going to buy? I'm going to buy the book that's specific to Pascal. So from a marketing standpoint, sometimes it makes sense to make the scope of your book very narrow, because then that's the one the people who are actually looking for what you're talking about are going to buy, you know. And like in your case, I forget the exact topic of your book. I'm sorry. What was the exact topic of your book specifically? It was about philosophy, but I forget which. I'm sorry, I'm getting old here. I can't remember. Let's see, that sounds logical. Yeah, I worked in the marketing department, so I actually made their first website too, because I knew the technical stuff too. So it was kind of weird. As a marketing guy, I set up their, you know, helped set up their email and some other things. But on my own, I set up their first website. Let's see, that sounds logical. Bayesian argument against theistic evolution. Okay, right. Okay. So yeah, you could. So if there were books in the bookstore that just said, you know, the philosophy of religion might be one book, but you know, if there's a book on, you know, maybe another book that says here are a bunch of arguments against theistic evolution, or maybe just a book on the debate between evolution and creationism or something like that. But yours is a specific philosophical argument, Bayesian philosophy, using that particular method to argue against theistic evolution, which is theistic evolution, I guess, is that God created the earth in a way that would make evolution, rather than let's see, yeah. So that is very narrow, because you could think about it. I can't think of anything that would be more narrow than that. There might be some aspect of it or something like that, but I don't think you could write a book about anything more narrow than that that I'm thinking of right now. So that's a very narrow market. So yeah, but you did a whole book on it. So yeah, there probably isn't, like, you know, thousands and thousands of people who would buy that. I'm thinking, I don't know. So it would be hard for a publisher to, although if they're just printing on demand, it's not that big of a deal. All they got to do is add the editor has to read it, right? So there's time there. That's true. The editor has to go through it. Maybe a couple people have to read the book at the publishing house, and they got to find somebody who understands that area of expertise. So that's probably hard to find, and so that would be a little bit costly for them to do that much of it. But the rest of it is just, they're just putting a listing on a website, basically. Let's see. Yeah, I originally tried to write a philosophy paper on the topic. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It sounds like a topic that would be a paper, but if it's it was the 5,000 word limit of the journal that you're writing for. Yeah. So when it got rejected, there was no way to write a single paper addressing. Oh, I remember. That's right. I remember you talking about that. You tried to stay under the 5,000 word limit and wrote about the topic, but then they rejected it and had specific objections to the paper. In order to address those specific objections, you would have to go over the 500 word limit. I think that's what you had said before. Correct me if that's not right. So you had to go to the book, the long form. You had to go to a book instead of a paper. Yeah. Yeah. Another way to do it is to just put it up on your website or whatever, or publish it on what is it, Medium, or some of these places like that. Let's see. Plus, No Gray told me people don't read philosophy papers. Oh, okay. People don't read philosophy. Why don't they? Why wouldn't people read philosophy papers? No Gray reads. That seems like that's logically inconsistent, because No Gray reads philosophy papers on his stream. So logically, you can't say that no people don't read, assuming that No Gray is a person. Then it would be. Yeah, I'm reading Ivan Neo's comment. He says, No Gray, who is another streamer on Twitch, told me people don't read philosophy papers. But what No Gray does as a streamer on Twitch is he reads philosophy papers online. So that's kind of funny. Since we're talking about No Gray, let me give him a shout out here. Let's see if I can do this here. Gray. Let's see if that works. Yeah, did it work? Yeah, okay, it worked. So yeah, everybody get over and watch No Gray. If you're into philosophy, he reads philosophy papers online. Yeah, I know I don't read philosophy papers, but I don't read a lot of things because I have dyslexia. I read, and if I read, it's going to be short form, whatever. So well, that's good. That's good news that you got accepted there, and you're going to get your paper out there where people can read it. Yeah, I was going to say that's another way to do it is if you can just put it up on your website. Or just release it under Creative Commons or something like that. Let's see. He read my original journal article and gave me feedback, so I acknowledged him in the book preface. Oh, good. Okay. Cool. Yeah, when I was much younger, I had a philosophy. I was into philosophy a little bit. I studied it and actually got into logic. I tutored people in logic at the college I was at. The prof suggested that I could tutor people, and I tutored somebody. I'm trying to remember. I think it was. Can't remember. I think it was somebody who was neurodivergent. At that time, they didn't use the word neurodivergent, but it was somebody who was trying to learn logic, and I tutored them. And so I was really into it. Yeah, I was really into that for a long time, very deeply. Now it's just when I hear people talking about it and stuff like that, I'll listen. I think the argument might end up being a big thing. Oh, okay. The big argument discussed by authors and streamers today is the fine-tuning argument, right? My argument is stronger and better and points in the other direction. Ah, okay. Oh, cool. So you got a completely new idea. That's cool. Yeah. I always come up with ideas about stuff, and I just assume that somebody else has already thought about it. But I never really know. I should probably write, when I come up with an idea, I should probably write about it, and put it out there just in case nobody else has thought about it, That's cool. Yeah, because it takes a lot of, when you come up with an idea like that in an area, in a topic or in an area, it's hard to know if somebody has come up with it. You have to do a lot of research, or you have to be super into that particular field, on top of what's going on to know whether or not somebody else has come up with that idea or not, or do a lot, like I said, do a lot of research. And Ivan Neo says, I can't believe no one has talked about my argument before. Yeah, that's like that all the time. When you come up with a new idea, it feels like, yeah, somebody else should have thought of this before, when you come up with the idea. And I always assume people have thought of it before, so I don't bother doing anything with it. But I should probably write up some of my ideas more often than just letting them go. I now that I'm streaming, I can do that on my stream. Sometimes I could just, if I come up with an idea, I can just stream about it and put it out there, and then although nobody watches my streams, very few people. I shouldn't say nobody. But that's cool. That's cool that you got that out there. If you is your deal with Ingram then? Is that like an exclusive then, or can you take and publish your thing? Like, could you release that as under Creative Commons or something like that, and try to get to send it to people, or is it an exclusive with Ingram now on your deal? If you don't mind me asking. I can publish anywhere. Ah, you own the copyright. Okay, cool, great. Yeah, if you went to like a regular publishing company, you have to license. You have to give them an exclusive license usually for them to take on your project. Take on your book. Well, that's good that you can do that then. If you haven't like signed away any rights to your book, then that's a good deal. So you can put it out there through Ingram, and then later on, if enough people, if you want, you can, release it any way you want to. Then, yeah, I wrote one thing, or maybe two things on Medium a long time ago, years ago. God, that would be interesting to go back and look at that. Maybe I could do that right now, since I don't have that much going on this stream. I didn't have anything planned in this stream, So I was gonna. Maybe I'll save that for another stream. It's kind of off topic here. Let's see. I can publish anywhere. I own the copyright. I'm publishing on both Amazon and Ingram. Oh, okay, I get it. There's also a service, Draft to Digital, that will deliver your ebook to a dozen or so ebook platforms. Ah, okay. Yeah, I've been out of that industry for so long. I knew it was going to go change radically, but I haven't really been following how how the whole industry was set up. How they changed. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, once you get away from the actual physical book, and it changes things much more radically. It's more about networks and that sort of thing. If a company can set up networks and agreements with other companies and all that kind of stuff. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, I'll have to check that out and see. I don't know if I would understand it if I read it, you know, but if you when you get it all set up and everything, I'm sure you'll talk about it on your stream, and we'll check it out. I found some pictures here, some still pictures of the thing here, of the Crew 10. So let's see if this is. Oh wait, I see what this is. Okay, I see what we got going on here. Open a new link. Can I open the image? Open image in new tab. Okay. There we go. So there's the. They're floating in space, but they're not. I wanted to have pictures of astronauts floating in space. Dragon crew enter station. Look at that! Look at that picture there. Oh, look at that. They've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 people up in space. Wow. And there are probably some people up in the Chinese space station right now too. So I don't know how many. I wonder what the record is for. I wonder what the record is for the number of people in space. That'd be something to look up. It's at least 11, right? We've got 11 people there. Let's see. Ivan says, oh, the book does have a few equations, but they're baby equations. Okay. Yeah, I could probably understand. I mean, I understand, you know, years ago I got into logic, so I get, you know, I would have to relearn all that stuff. But, yeah, I understand that they're using more and more logic and math types, or Boolean or whatever in philosophy now, rather than just talk, you know. Approaching space station now, live on NASA. Huh. Do you have a subscribe? I was trying to find a video of this thing, and they've got pictures here. And I went to the NASA YouTube page. You know, I go to multimedia, images, live. Here's NASA Live. That'll probably go to. And it talks about upcoming events, but it doesn't. More ways to watch. Oh, here we go. Maybe there are more ways to watch. Let me see if we can find something there. NASA is no longer broadcasting programming via satellite. Catch all other stuff on plus.nasa.com. Okay. We'll go there. Live and upcoming events. This one probably has some astronauts floating around. Let's see that one. All right, I'm going to shut this off here. Okay, mic's going off. I'm going to go to this.
You know, most kids, you start thinking at an early age, as soon as you look in the sky at night and you see stars, and you think, well, what would it be like to be up there?
No matter where we grow up, everybody looks up at the sky and says, what else is out there?
I started saying I wanted to be an astronaut when I was 5 years old, according to my mom.
It was the beginning of our astronauts making their way up to the moon. I remember coming back like, what is this? You know, how do I go do this? This looks like fun.
I looked at what NASA was doing. I want to be an astronaut. So in a nutshell, that's kind of what happened.
I got into the Navy test pilot school and then started to apply to NASA.
There's like 6,000 people that applied for, 15 slots. And
Okay, I thought this was just going to be, this is like a 28-minute video, you know. Sorry, I thought it was going to be a lot of astronauts floating in space. I just wanted to show astronauts floating in space, you know. And they're not showing that. Okay, there's. Hey, you'd think that's all they have at NASA, right? Is pictures of people floating around in space. You know, that's what I think of when I want to see videos from NASA. Let's see. Back on chat here. Ivan says, "Oh, the book does have a few equations, but they are baby equations." Okay. Yeah. They. Yeah, I don't. I don't think that's big of a deal to put equations in your book. I mean, people are, you know, if they don't understand it, they can just skip over it or whatever. You know, I don't think it's that big of a deal to put them in your book. I don't think it would be worth rewriting the book. You see, you might write another version without the equations. I don't think I wouldn't bother doing that, because people can just skip over it if they don't, right? If they don't want to do that. And you have a link to Crew 10 arrival video from CNET. CNET, I don't know if CNET is. Let me go check that out and see if they release that. See, I can't play anything on here unless I'm like reviewing it or something like that. There are certain conditions that you have to meet in order to show somebody's video if it's a copyrighted video that they don't allow, you know, don't normally release under Creative Commons or whatever. And CNET, yeah, CNET is not. I guess what I could do is scan through this video and find stuff that is just NASA footage that they've included in their video. I could do that. Let's see if I got that. Here we go. Okay. Oh shit, I got an ad. Yeah, I try to keep within the copyright rules, even though I don't like the rules. I try to keep within the rules anyway. But they still, you know. Okay, here we go. Okay, they put their banner on it, but it's basically just. I know what I can do. Let's see, can I do that? There we go. I think that works. Okay. I'm going to play this. I'm just going to play this myself just to see if there's, make sure it's just astronaut, you know, just NASA footage, and there isn't anything in there from CNET other than NASA footage. All right, yeah, it looks like they're what they did. So CNET has this big long video that is kind of semi-produced here with you know, edited stuff in from all different things, but they have a lot of content that's NASA. NASA's in the public domain. Anything from NASA is in the public domain because NASA is the federal government. Anything the federal government produces is in the public domain for the most part. I think there are some exceptions that I don't understand, but basically anything that they produce is in the public domain. Okay. I think I can play this.
Crew 10. Onishi, the first Crew 10 astronaut through the hatch, followed by Peskov, Nicole Ayers, the first of the Fly's newest class of astronauts to enter, and last commander of Crew 10, Anne McLean.
Crew 10 has had a great journey up here, about 28 hours to get back up to the space station, and I cannot tell you the immense joy of our crew when we looked out the window and we saw the space station for the first time. Returning for a couple of people, very first time for a couple of people. And let me tell you, that is such an amazing journey. You can hardly even put it into words. The ride up on the Falcon 9, orbiting the Earth for the last couple of days, it's been absolutely incredible, and it is something that none of us could do by ourselves. As we've said before, you cannot be great without the greatness of others, and I tell you, the greatness of the ground control teams have really shined through in the last few days getting us up here safely. Thank you very, very much.
Okay. So we got some, I got some astronauts floating around. That's what I wanted to do. I wanted to show astronauts floating around. And so that was from the CNET video, but I only showed the portions of it. I cut off their. They have a little banner down there, so I cut their thing off. The only content I showed was from NASA, so it should be okay there. Yeah, thank you for that link, Ivan. Thank you for doing that. I wanted to show the astronauts floating in space on my video, on my stream today. So, all right. What else did I wanted to do? There was something else I wanted to do, but I can't remember what it was right now. Oh, this. Yeah, I'll talk about the film that I'd like to see. Let me put up the Wikipedia page on that. I was watching. What was it? It was another streamer. Double Toasted channel on Twitch and other places too, and they mentioned this film called The Dutchman, and it actually reminded me. They were explaining it a little bit, and it's about basically a black man and a white woman who meet on a subway. And they have an extended conversation, but it also has other parts too in the movie and stuff like that. And it kind of reminded me of this other film called Stuck. Let me type that in here. Stuck. Let's see which film. What was the date? I think it was this one. It was 2017. Yeah. This film called Stuck that came out in 2017. It kind of reminded me of this film, the description of it. Anyway, I'd like to see this film called The Dutchman. And it just came out. They just released it at South by Southwest. It was screened. I don't see anywhere that they picked up a distributor for it yet. But anyway, once it gets out and goes through the food chain of distribution there, and it's available like on on a free platform somewhere like YouTube or Tubi or something like that, advertiser supported, then I'll watch it, because I don't have enough money to pay for movies, so I have to watch them with ads all the time. But I'd like to watch that movie, The Dutchman, because it reminds me of this movie here. This was kind of a cool movie, and it was about people who get. It's a mix, people from all different backgrounds, you know, who just find themselves stuck on this subway, and they get stuck for an extended amount of time, and they just talk, you know, about stuff. And they talk a lot about race and gender and, you know, identity, you know, things like that. And it was just a kind of a cool film. And it's I think the name of the, I don't think this is a spoiler. The title of the movie, Stuck, I think is kind of, I interpret that as being that our society is kind of stuck, you know, in the way we deal with race and identity and things like that. So I think that's what that is. And we're kind of stuck, right? We're, you know, we've been dealing with this for a long, long time, and haven't been able to figure out how to get past it. So anyway, so I thought that was a cool thing. So I just wanted to mention that. I wanted to see that. So at some point here, maybe I'll be doing a review of this, maybe in another year or whatever, when it's after it's gone through the distribution feed chain there. All right, so I guess I've talked enough here. I'm going to go ahead and let's see. Chan is out there, so I'm going to go ahead and raid Chan. I appreciate everybody stopping by here. What I'm going to do, I guess I'm going to do a raid, and I have to place my my ending roll here when I do the raid, before I do the raid. So I'm going to raid Chan. And I don't know if it is. Yeah, okay. All right, let me try this and see if it's going to work. Oh, he doesn't allow me to raid. Oh, because I only have 2 people. Okay, well, let me raid into Big Ducky Snow. I think he'll accept my raid. Channel management. Okay, raid. So thank you guys for hanging out and watching my stream, and putting up with my learning curve here on Twitch. Okay, so we have a raid created. All right, thank you. I'm going to go ahead and do my closing roll now. Thank you for coming out. Bye. Please stick around for the raid if you can.